Priestess?
Priestess, yeah. Renee, number 18.
Did you happen to get any tailbacks, anything like that? Any? Nope.
Russian,
And now
Gilbert
the
Vela.
Memorial High School alumni.
Number 25.
Gilbert?
Yep, Vela. Their leading tackler is David Alvarado.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. They're announcing. Streamers game across the street. Receivers?
None listed here.
None.
Just says rushing and passing.
Okay.
But
All right, let's go with Mission Vets. Quarterback.
Santos Garial,
Number.
1. He's their leader passing and rushing.
They got any other rushers?
No, not here listed.
What's that?
I was told they were going to be here. Okay.
Yeah,
On behalf of the City of Mission and the Mission School community, we'd like to welcome our new superintendent.
I don't think so.
Pablo Lopez to Mission.
With the laptop, though, it sure may be.
Good evening and welcome to Tom Landry Stadium.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
The proud superintendent of Mission CISD. Tonight, our football players from Veterans Memorial High School are going to play the game of their life like they always do. Here at Mission CISD, we don't play to play, we play to win. So I expect our fans to be loud and proud for our players, for our band, for our cheerleaders, for our JROTC, for our student council people who organize this entire event, for everyone that's in our Mission family. We are here to support everybody. Mission, we have legendary people such as Tom Landry and Coy Denver that have graduated from our district, but it's not going to end there. If you look around, you will see the next generation.
Mr. Landry is gone, all right.
There is no doubt. Here at Mission CISD, we are preparing kids for college, careers, and life. Go Patriots. We are Mission. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors. Presenting the colors tonight, carrying the U.S. flag is Major Edna Razo. Carrying the Texas flag is Lieutenant Colonel Esther Garza. At right guard is Major Jonathan Sanchez. Left guard is Second Lieutenant Abigail Agui. We invite you to please join Veterans Memorial High School Choir in singing of our national anthem.
You ready? Stream. At 3 minutes. 3. Okay. And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to another broadcast here on ValleyCentral.com. Coming to you from Mission, Texas on a Thursday night. Joe Bowling, Kevin Naro alongside Mission Vets Patriots in town to take on. They welcome the visiting Mercedes Tigers. And Kevin, first of all, we're sitting out here in the bleachers, which means it's a good thing that it wasn't a week ago in which we would have been battling rain conditions. Right now, good place to be. Not a bad view of this football stadium.
No, not a bad view at all, and a good view for both the Mission Vets. They're coming in on a high note off a win against Zapata last week, 17-7. Meanwhile, the Mercedes Tigers are looking to get back on track after an emotional loss against La Feria last week.
Well, we talked to the head coach for the Mission Veterans Patriots, and they are sky high ready for this football team, which coming into the season was going to be a pass-oriented football team. Suddenly, they went to a power running team. So he's saying, Joe, they could go all-out pass. They could go all-out run. So when you get ready to play against a team like that, you just tell your players, get ready for some football, do what you do best. We'll see what they do and make adjustments.
Yeah, they're averaging 207 yards on the ground, and through the air they're averaging 200, so a balanced offense of these Patriots.
So the Patriots getting set to take on this Mercedes Tigers team. Of course, Kevin, anytime you talk about Mercedes in the 2013 football season, first storyline is that they started right before the season began with the crippling loss of a quarterback, and this team is trying to search and find some identity with the loss of their quarterback, who is at best going to be an emotional lift the day, and I still can't wait to see it, the day he arrives for a football game for this team.
Yeah, you're right. Neither can I. I spoke with Coach Uribe 2 weeks ago when they played against La Feria. It was their homecoming game, so it was a very emotional game, but he said, we're just trying to deal with it as it comes. We know Isaiah, he's watching us. He's listening to us over the ValleyCentral.com, but they're playing with heavy hearts. They're looking to come out here and possibly score the upset.
Well, and of course, getting ready for the coin toss on the field. Thanks again for joining us here on ValleyCentral.com. Kevin Naro to my right side. I'm Joe Bowling, sitting with you. Midfield stripe, top of the bleachers, home side at Tom Landry Stadium in Mission, Texas. And again, it should be a terrific night for football. The coin toss was won by Veterans Memorial. They'll defer, and so it will be Tiger football to start this ball game. And Kevin, right out of the gate, how important is it for them to establish something early on that they can move the football against this Mission Vets team?
Well, they're going to have to move it often and early. They weren't able to put any points on the board last week. They were shut out at La Feria 12-0. So for the offense, I know Coach Uribe stresses the red zone a lot in tonight's game.
So the Mission Veterans Patriots, of course, everything starts and perhaps stops with their quarterback. Kevin, you saw him already once this year.
Yeah, Santos Verial, complete stud, probably one of the better quarterbacks in the Valley. I saw him against Bronzo Rivera. He had a coming out party last year. I know you were here against Flower Bluff in the playoffs, so he's looking to continue his hot streak into this season.
Tigers take the field, and here come the Patriots right here at Mission, Texas at Tom Landry Stadium. And we are just about set for some Thursday night football here on ValleyCentral.com. Live streaming audio and video coming your way on Thursdays and on Saturday. And then again tomorrow night. How about 10 live streaming audio games? Kevin, I think you're heading in the direction of Los Fresnos tomorrow night.
Maybe it might be Bronzo. I'm not sure yet.
Okay, I heard it was Los Fresnos. We'll see where that is. I know I'm heading to Sherryland, and so before this game, Kevin, let's talk a little bit about that ball game tomorrow night. Sherryland Economies a year ago, I would have said, not much to think about. All of a sudden, it's like, watch out when those two hit each other.
Yeah, fireworks are going to fly at Cat Stadium. I'll rather Sherryland tomorrow. I did the game last year, Jags, Sherryland, phenomenal game. Each team went on 20-0 runs. It's going to be a great game. Lance Madden, Jose Alvarez with the Jaguars. It's going to be a good one.
Here we are, ready for a good one as well here on a Thursday night, and we are set to go. Mission Vets will be teeing it up, kicking the football off first, and the kicker is going to be Noah Garcia. He's a junior kicker. And for the Tigers of Mercedes, they'll send a man back to return this kick. It's going to be Roel Garcia, a junior wide receiver slash kick returner. Also with him back there is Edgar Arevalo, another senior, another wide receiver on this Tiger team. Sun will be facing into the Tigers' eyes as the kickoff will come at them. Wind blowing at their back directly into the face of the kicker. And Kevin, right now I would say that if we had a couple of passing teams here tonight, the wind would be a factor, but I don't think it's going to be the case for these two teams tonight.
No, it's not. Like I said, both teams run the ball effectively. 200 for Mission Vets. They're going to try to establish the run early and start the bus and go home early.
So if both of these teams can establish this running game and move the ball on this ball control, we could be in for a very, very fast-paced ball game and over in a hurry.
Yes. And how about the weather? Earlier it was a bit hot. We were out here earlier. Now the sun's starting to set. Cool fall breeze. Starting to feel it?
I'm feeling a little football weather now. Earlier I'd have said it's anything but. Kickoff again coming up by the Patriots. That's George Cavazos who's going to kick it away. And away we go on a Thursday night. Kickoff on the left side. Fielded at the 5-yard line on a hop. Out across the 10 for the Mercedes Tigers to the 15. Left side, giving up some ground. Turning around and getting hit and tackled right there. He'll be brought down on the tackle by Adrian Flores, the junior. So the Tigers will start inside their 20. Football at the 16-yard line. First possession of the ball game.
Well, we'll see what Mercedes is going to come out doing. They want to establish the run. Like I said, the red zone is going to be a big factor in tonight's game. They're going to look up to put points for the first time in 2 weeks.
Tigers come out. We'll see. They can absolutely spread the field out as well. So don't get caught up in thinking that they are only a running football team. Renee Priestis is the quarterback. Lines up in a shotgun formation. 2 receivers out to the right-hand side. 2 backs in the backfield. First down play coming up in the 16-yard line of the Tigers, and they want to throw. Priestis sets up a screen pass and throws it over the head of everybody. So right out of the gate, spread the field. We're not going to run the ball, and then they throw a screen.
Yeah, Gilbert Vela was there, the intended wide receiver, just sailed over his head. The screenplay was there because they brought the house.
Second down and 10 yards to go for the Tigers of Mercedes. Just underway here in the first quarter. Scoreless ball game in Mission. On 2nd and 10, out of a shotgun once again for Priestis with 11:49 to go in the first quarter. Sees a blitz coming from the right side, and here it comes. Drops back, looks to throw, throws it deep down the left-hand side. Has a man diving catch out across the 37-yard line. Terrific play out there on the reception. Looked like Joshua Garza.
Yeah, Joshua Garza just was able to get off that bump and run coverage, break it into the secondary, had the one-on-one matchup. Good throw by the quarterback early on.
That's a 13-yard strike, and out of the gate, Mercedes Tigers open up the playbook. Passing game in effect. This is what Coach David Gilpin said. Don't get caught up, Joe, thinking they can only run. They'll spread the field if they can, and right now they are. 2 backs in the backfield once again on 1st and 10. Wanting to pass again as Priestis. Looks deep down the right side. He's got a man down there, and it's just overthrown, incomplete. That would have been 6.
That was Jeffrey Rodriguez, the senior wide receiver. He had the end zone all to himself. Just took a bad angle, ball over his head. But hey, we're seeing the Tigers take some shots early.
Rodriguez had separated himself by a wide margin in the secondary of the Mission Vets Patriots. Tigers exploiting a little something in the early going in the passing game. 2nd down and 10 for Priestis. Out of a shotgun once again. Blitz coming again from that right side. Now an all-out blitz. They'll run the ball for the first time tonight. Priestis keeps it himself. Takes a corner. Turns a corner. Sideline. First down into Patriot territory. Knocked out of bounds. They'll call it at the 49. That's an 11, make it a 12-yard gain for Priestis.
If you're a cornerback, you got to be backpedaling, looking like a linebacker's coming right at you. Priestis is a big quarterback.
12 yards. Chains move again for the Mercedes Tigers. And with 11:19 to go, an impressive drive to start this ball game for Mercedes. Shotgun formation for Priestis. Keeps 1 back. This time they'll go with a 4-receiver set. Twins right and left side in the Patriot territory. Running play. Off right tackle. Driving forward down to the 45. Thrown forward to the 44-yard line. That's a good 6-yard carry on a first down for Gilbert Vela.
So you're going to start to see they can open up the passing game. Now you can get as many men in the box, and you can open up the run game.
For Vela, they'll give him 5, so it's 2nd down and 5 yards to go for the Tigers. Not the hurry-up offense, but they're already up to the line with 18 on the play clock. Priestis sets him down. Shotgun takes a snap. Running play again. Vela hit this time hard, and down he goes. He'll gain nothing.
Yeah, wasn't able to pick anything up there, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The first test for the Tigers early on. They're in enemy territory, ball around the 45-yard line.
Jerry Garcia in on that stop. Came in there and took on the ball carrier with the initial hit. Had plenty of help. And so just like that, this drive is stalling. Loss of a yard after they spot the ball down just outside the 45-yard line of the Patriots of Mission Vets. Shotgun formation for Priestess for the Tigers. Drops back, has time, looks to throw. Waits, fires it over the middle. Caught inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line. Another catch by Garza. That's a perfect pass by Priestess.
Yeah, put it right on the money. Joshua Garza, his second reception on this drive. Third down, they're able to pick up the first down, are in the red zone.
That's a 16-yard strike, and Priestess now 2 of 4, 29 yards on this initial drive by the Mercedes Tigers. How were they shut out a week ago looking like this?
I know, they're coming out firing on all cylinders.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line of the Patriots are the Tigers. They'll break out of the huddle with 10 on the play clock. Have to hurry to get this snap off. Priestess looks to the sideline, 5 on the play clock. Waits with 3, takes a snap, running play. Priestess keeps it himself, hitting the backfield, drags a man, and finally whistled down. 2 men there on the stop that time for the Patriots, and they bring him down for no gain loss on the play.
As it takes down 2 Mission Vets defenders to bring down the big quarterback for the Tigers. So they lost a few yards there, 2nd and long coming up.
Burnaby, who was that on that losing his helmet? That's Burnaby Lopez actually lost his helmet on that play. Loss in the play of 4. Brings up 2nd and 14 for the Tigers of Mercedes. 9:29 to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Tigers with a football. Priestess takes a snap. Swing pass left-hand side. Ball caught there. Isolation for the receiver. Got back to the original line of scrimmage. And then away from the play, a penalty flag. Kevin, you saw that better than I.
He's pointing at the defensive back number 20 for the Patriots. That's Roman De Leon.
Would have been a 5-yard gain. Got him back to the original line of scrimmage. And we will see what the penalty is against. And right now they are indicating it's going to be against the Patriots of Mission Vets. Mercedes took the opening kickoff inside their 20-yard line, have moved the ball effectively downfield against the Veterans Patriots. 41 yards of offense, and they've mixed it up with 12 yards on the ground, 29 through the air. And now they're going to get the benefit of 15 yards on a penalty against the Vets Patriots. And Kevin, now suddenly they're in the red zone with a chance to jump on top here.
Yeah, after that penalty, it was called a face mask on Roman De Leon, number 20, so that just sets him up perfectly. You saw a screen pass in there, so you're seeing the vertical game and the short game.
But also, when that penalty happens so far away from the ball carrier, that's what drives coaches crazy. 1st down and 10 from the 15-yard line of the Patriots. Priestess takes a snap, drops back, looks to throw, looks in the middle of the 5, and it's incomplete. Down around the 2-yard line, intended pass there for Edgar Arevalo, but Kevin, isolation man-to-man, that's not a bad look.
No, it's not a bad look at all, and he ran right down the seam, had the half a step on him, throws a little bit off, but hey, they're moving the chains.
That's Kevin Naro. I'm Joe Bowling. We're at Tom Landry Stadium in Mission. It's a Thursday night thriller between the Mission Vets Patriots and the visiting Mercedes Tigers. Tigers with a football facing a 2nd and 10 from the 15-yard line. Priestess takes a snap again, drops back to throw, waits, fires, end zone, up for grabs, and incomplete. Intended down there for Rodriguez, covered well.
Yeah, Jeffrey Rodriguez, again, the intended wide receiver. He's getting the matchup he wants. He has the one-on-one coverage. He attacked the side where the Patriots are bringing the blitz, which is on the right side of the line. He's getting the matchups, unable to make the play.
2nd down and 6 yards to go. And Kevin, perhaps we're seeing now that suddenly the Mercedes Tigers are getting more comfortable with a new quarterback in the fold.
That's always a good thing to see. So a big 3rd down coming up.
3rd and 10 from the 15-yard line. They can still get a 1st down without getting in the end zone. Priestess takes a snap. Here comes a blitz from the corner. They pick it up. He fires a pass. It's going to be caught inside the 10-yard line. Short of a 1st down, but a nice leaping catch that time by Arevalo.
All hands there. So now the question is, do you elect to take the 3 or do you keep your offense on the field? They're going to take a timeout.
Arevalo with a catch. It's good enough for a 7-yard gain. And it will be bringing up 4th down for the Tigers. Kevin, you got the wind at your back. If you got a kicker, you can put points on the board right now, but you can also have a huge momentum swing here and score 6 if you can out of the gate.
Definitely, and it's a good timeout call from Coach Uribe. Settle his team down. They've drone the length of the field. Now, do you, like you said, do you go for the points, play conservatively, or against a team like Santos Villarreal, do you want to take the early risk?
Right now, it's a scoreless ball game. There's 8 minutes and 42 seconds left. First quarter of play here on a Thursday night. Thanks again for joining us. Live streaming audio and video coming your way on valleycentral.com. We got 10 games we're streaming tomorrow night with live audio, and then Saturday it's a doubleheader coming to you from Brownsville. But tonight, all eyes and ears in Mission, and they'll line up for a field goal attempt for the Mercedes Tigers. Samuel Morin will be the kicker. They'll place it down to the 15, so a 25-yard attempt. Tigers just trying to put points on the board on the initial drive. Waiting, 23 on the play clock, plenty of time here. Snap back is a good one. They get it down. The kick is long, high with the aid of the wind. It didn't need it, but he got it through anyway. 3-0 Tigers lead.
Not a bad call there. Field goes up. Good. 3-0 Tigers with the lead, and a good drive to set the tone early. A moral victory for the Tigers, if you want to call it that, early on.
25-yard field goal for the Mercedes Tigers. And so just like that, with 8:38 to go in the first, Mission veterans will be playing from behind on their home turf.
Well, now the question turns to the Tigers. How do they plan to slow down Santos Villarreal in that offense?
Villarreal and company will get their hands on the football for the first time. 3-0 Tigers on top. If you're just joining us, the Mercedes Tigers took the opening kickoff, moved it right down the field, were stalled in the red zone, ended up getting points out of the deal with a field goal. And now the Mission Vets Patriots will get their hands on the football. They'll send 2 men back to return this kick. I think the wind again should aid the kicker. Get this ball up in the air, Kevin. It's not going to take much to sail this over the return man's head. 2 men back for the Patriots. Michael Cavazzo is joined back there by Peter Ayala. Kickoff is a booming kick, and it's going to be fielded at the goal line. Bring it out and return it for the Patriots. Down the sideline, 15, 20, 25-yard line. Still on his feet, up in it, but not before he gets to the 30. That's a dangerous return, but a good result for Michael Cavazos.
Yeah, he caught it right at the 1 and elected to take it out. So that's where Santos Villarreal will take over.
And right now, that's the only man I've got down on my stat sheet. I know that's going to change as we get underway here. Santos Villarreal, the quarterback, the Mr. Everything for this team, is ready to go on the first down play. He's got John Garcia in the backfield to join him. And he starts the game off with a 4-receiver set, 3 on the left, 2 on the right on this first down play from his own 30, trailing 3-0. Movement up front, penalty flags before the first snap for the Patriots.
Okay, so an early false start will back him up 5. That was Matthew Cortez, the senior offensive lineman, found guilty of the early false start. They're backed up to a 1st and 15.
Villarreal brings him up, and there's more penalty flags on the snap, and that was going to be a quarterback keeper, but Kevin, this may be 5 more.
Yeah, it's going to be 5 more. I believe it was a left guard along the offensive line again.
That's 3 penalties already against the Patriots here in the first quarter.
This time,
before they're off, go ahead.
Oh, this time Miguel Garza found guilty, and it was exactly the left guard for the Patriots. So back-to-back false starts, not a good way to start for your offense.
Patriots now, 1st down and 20. Villarreal out of the shotgun, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Garcia in the backfield will take the handoff. Big hole opens up, brings it out across the 23. Then it's shut down in a hurry. 2 Tigers got there. Looked like there was going to be a lot of running room, and then Carlos Acosta said no.
Yeah, he was also aided by Ricky Hinojosa. Broke in to that backfield.
Garcia will gain 3 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 17 yards to go for the Mission Vets Patriots. 8 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the first quarter. 3-0 score. Tigers and Mercedes on top. Man in motion left to right is Bobby Tovar. Snapback's a good one. Villarreal looks to run down the right side. Now he fires a pass. Tipped and nearly caught on the tip drill. Receivers downfield. 2 guys had a chance to put their hands on that ball.
Nearly came down with a circus grab with Bobby Tovar, who was the 2nd man after that tip drill. So it's a long 3rd down coming up for the Patriots.
3rd down and 17. Clock stops with 7:48 to go in the first quarter. Tigers or Mercedes up 3-0. Mission Vets with the football. This is their first offensive set. Villarreal, design quarterback keeper, makes a nice move, takes on a tackler, stopped well short of a first down. Tigers advantage momentum on their side to start this ball game.
Yep, David Alvarado was right in the middle of that action, so a great start defensively and offensively for the Tigers. Not so much for the Patriots. Those 2 false starts ended up hurting them in the end.
Brings up punting time for the Mission Vets Patriots. And Mercedes should get good field position out of this punt exchange. Raul Garcia stands back at his 30-yard line, waiting for this punt. Punter will have the wind at his face as he gets this kick away. It's a high snap. He gets to it. Rugby-style kick. Running right side. Now he'll get the kick away. End-over-end kick. They'll get away from it. Takes a Mercedes bounce and rolls all the way across the 45 before it's down by the Patriots of Mission Vets.
Just like they always say, you yell, Peter, Peter, Peter. Get away from the football. It's live.
1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. And boy, Coach Uribe could not have scripted this any better as far as starting a ball game off on the positive side for the Mercedes Tigers.
They took their shots downfield. They weren't afraid to do it the first time. Now they have the Patriots on their toes.
Tigers have outgained the Patriots 49-10 thus far in this ball game. Priestess out of a shotgun. Low snap, takes it, hands it off to Vela, running right side, has a lot of room in Patriot territory. The secondary brought down to the 40, and had he not been tripped up there, Kevin, it was off to the races.
Yeah, Gilbert Vela, who's the premier back out of the backfield for the Tigers, and it all starts in the trenches.
15-yard gain for Vela. Mercedes Tigers with another first down, brings up 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Already at the line, Priestess has him set down with a 4-receiver set. Twins left and right. Takes a snap, keeps it himself, runs left-hand side. Dances right back to the line of scrimmage, and 4 guys are there to greet him. Nothing doing for Priestess on the carry.
So it's going to bring up a second and 10. So now we'll see if they're going to go ahead and stretch the field. Maybe they're set in by play-action pass.
Priestess now 3 carries for 8 yards. Tigers 6 carries as a team, 27 yards, averaging 4.5 yards per touch. On the passing game, they are 3 of 7 for 36 yards. Leading receiver Joshua Garza in the game, wide out left side. Look to throw. Priestess fires it. Looks for his man. Incompleted pass. They went back to Garza, who was there.
It just in and out of his hands, his intended receiver. So now that brings up a 3rd down. Now you're kind of starting to wonder, since they feel so comfortable, if you can cut this in half, make it a 35, 34, do you go for it on 4th down?
Well, because like you said, they do have Mission Vets right now playing on their heels, trying to catch up to what the offense is doing. So you're right, Kevin, this indeed could be 4-down territory. Also, wind at your back. You got a good enough leg. It looked like he does. You might take your shot at 3 more points on the board. Tigers out of a shotgun formation. Priestess takes a look at the sideline. 6 on the play clock. Here comes the blitz. Drops back, fires the ball. Right side, got a man caught inside the 30-yard line. Fighting for the 25. On his feet, they blow the play dead. Another receiver in the mix as this time they go to Royal Garcia. And suddenly, it's anybody that lines up as a receiver is a potential man on the play. They are mixing it up here for this Mercedes Tigers team.
Not only did they pick up the blitz, but just the unique route, the underneath route, fooled the corner, had him wide open down the sideline. That's good design there from the Tiger offense.
14-yard gain for the Tigers. They'll move the ball down to the 25-yard line. Villarreal hands it out to Vela, and that play is blown up. Nothing doing. Vela loses 3.
So the defensive line finally stepping up there, getting a big stop.
That was Burnaby Lopez once again on that tackle. Already we've called his name a couple of times. They got him on the screen. And hey, when you make a play like that, that kind of gets your defense back in the mix. Set him up 2nd and long. It's no longer a surprise if they line up to throw the football. Priestess out of a shotgun on 2nd down. Drops back, does look to throw. Fires a pass right side, and it's a diving attempt. Incompleted pass. Catchable ball, though, in the direction of Edgar Arevalo.
Yeah, that ball had some smoke on it. Hit him right between the numbers, just a little low. So again, another 3rd and 13 coming up for the Tiger offense.
10 times already the Tigers have went to the air here in this first quarter. Priestess completing 4 of those passes. Some of those are catchable balls, as was the case there. 3rd down and 13. They've got to get the ball to the 15 to get a first down. Priestess takes his snap, drops back. They pick up everyone. Now he fires it over the middle, has a man. It's caught inside the 15-yard line, down to the 11. Garcia again, and that'll move the chains on a big 17-yard strike.
Yeah, he was waving his hands, throw me the ball, I got it. And a big first down on a 3rd and 13, so the Tigers again moving the chains.
Kevin, I didn't get to see this Tiger team play in preseason, but I did get to see them play on 7-7, and that's what I'm looking at right now. Multiple receivers and guys running crisp patterns. 1st and 10 from the 10. It's 1st and goal for the Tigers of Mercedes, already up 3-0, looking for more. Bella, huge hole up the middle, 5, touchdown! A giant truck-wide hole opened up for Gilbert Vela, and the Tigers have stunned Mission Vets early. It's a 9-0 ball game.
As you can hear a pen drop on this side of the stadium, but that all starts with the passing game. They find it effective down the seam. It spreads everyone out, run it right up the middle. Once again, a good play call from the Mercedes side. They're off to a hot start, and like you said, the Patriots got to be stunned.
10-yard run by Gilbert Vela. Tigers looking for the extra point here to go up 10-0. Snapback's good. The kick is away, and it is also good. 10-0 Tigers. That took 4 minutes, Kevin, from the last time they scored. Mission Vets needs to answer this call.
So if you want to defeat a team with a potent offense and such a dynamic quarterback like Varial, what's the key? You keep him off the field. That's what Mercedes has done this first quarter, and that's why they're up 10-0.
101-10. The Tigers have outgained Mission Vets out of the gate. Kevin, good news is you're up 10-0. Bad news is you may have just woke up the Giant.
Yes, woke up the Giant is correct. Villarreal is going to be coming back out here. For them, this is a very big drive. The momentum is not in their favor right now. They're down 10-0 on their home field. Big drive here coming up for the Patriots.
And you, like you said, the noise factor on the home side non-existent right now. The noise I'm hearing is from the Mercedes Tigers band, which hasn't let up at all from the time they got off the bus. Patriots will return the kick. They won the opening coin toss, deferred. Mercedes Tigers promptly took the opening kick, marched it downfield on their first drive, kicked a field goal. On the exchange after a punt, march it down and cap off a drive with a 10-yard Vela touchdown. And it's a 10-0 game. Tigers kicking off to the Patriots for a second time here in the first quarter. High kickoff, returnable at the 2 by the Patriots. Across the 5 to the 10, looking to the left side of the 20, upfield to the 25-yard line, 29-yard line. I like the return game. This time Peter Ayala. And now here come the Patriots back on the field. And their coach, you can see it, David Gilpin, wants his team to wake up.
And they got to wake up, and it's got to be soon. Their first drive started off with a couple of penalties that really backed them up, and that really eliminates most of the plays out of your playbook.
1st and 10 for the Patriots. Santos Villarreal out of a shotgun. John Garcia back there in the backfield. 2 receivers to either side of the field on 1st and 10. Villarreal hands it off to Garcia. Hit in the backfield, got away from one, won't get away from the next 3, and down he goes. Somebody got a shirt tail of John Garcia. Everybody else helped out.
It had to have been Bobby Tovar grabbing his jersey, holding on for dear life until they were able to gang tackle him.
Loss on the play of a yard by Garcia. 2nd down and 11 for the Patriots with 4:07 to go in the first quarter. They trail 10-0 to the Mercedes Tigers. Villarreal sets Garcia on his right-hand side. 3 receivers over on that side as well. Villarreal looks to throw. Waits, fires over the middle. Caught, no, dropped at the 35-yard line. Pass intended over there to Roman De Leon. Looked like he could have caught that.
It's a little bit of deja vu here for the Patriots. They're facing a 3rd and 11. We've seen a couple penalties, drop passes, inefficient run game. Little shaky right out of the gate.
3rd down and 11 for the Patriots. Villarreal drops back to throw again. Looks, fires deep right side. Ball is going to be tipped and nearly intercepted. Diving play over there. Nearly a highlight reel type intersection by Garcia.
And there the Tigers were only rushing 3, so they were ready for the pass right out of the get-go. So the 3rd and 11, unable to convert. Out comes the punting unit again.
Villarreal 0 for 3 in the passing game. The running game, 3 of 9, just 3 total yards. 3 attempts, 9 yards for the Patriots in 2 possessions, and the Tigers should get good field position yet again. Snap back's a good one. Punter gets a spiraling kick. It's into the wind, though, and the wind kills it, and it takes another Mercedes Tiger roll out across the 45, and they'll blow it dead at the 46-yard line. Short field, lead, momentum, and the Tigers are trying to keep their team fired up.
And now the drive just gets even bigger now, this time defensively for the Mission Vets. Now the question is, the defense has to be getting tired. They've been on the field majority of the first quarter.
Tigers with 101 yards of offense. Kevin, 34 on the ground, 67 in the air, and that number on the ground could jump as a result of how effective this passing game has been early on.
And along with the time of possession, too, this offense has been out for most of the first quarter.
3:37 left. It's a 10-0 ball game. Mercedes on top here against Mission Vets. Shotgun. Priestess wants to throw. Here comes the blitz. He gets the pass away. A little receiver screen. Caught. Nice block delivered. Now they'll try to get it across field into Mission Vets territory. A lot of running for a 7-yard gain, but good use of the blocking by the receiver after he caught that pass.
Yeah, Isaac Vela was leading the way, wearing number 24 for the Tigers. And Daniel Martinez was at the end of that reception, showing some nifty footwork, turning nothing into something, rather.
Martinez gains 7. He's the 4th receiver to catch a pass here tonight, and the 6th to have a ball thrown in his direction. Priestess finds him again. Martinez out on the right side. Got across the 45, close to first down yardage. I think he'll get it on the spot by the officials. They go right back to Martinez, nearly the same play.
Once again, the blocking is really paving the way. This time it was George Cavazos setting up the good block, letting his man get to the outside.
Rene Priestess is now connected on his last 3. He's now 7 of 13 for 78 yards. It is enough for a first down for the Tigers of Mercedes with 2:46 to go in the first quarter, which has been dominated by the visitors here thus far. 1st and 10. Shotgun, a lot of movement up front, no penalty. Now they'll run the ball up the middle. Kevin, that was real close to an offsides call.
That was very close. Lucky he just jumped right back into the neutral zone.
That's a new ball carrier in the ball game. Isaac Vela.
That was a pickup of 1, so it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
For the Mercedes Tigers, who now have 113 yards of offense. 2nd down and 9 with 2:09 to go. Screen play, and that's going to be nearly intercepted. Incomplete pass. Lots of pressure that time on Priestess.
Yeah, this time I don't think he saw it coming. Didn't hit his check down man. Pass fail incomplete. That's the first time they were able to get some efficient pressure on the quarterback.
First guy in front of the quarterback. Who else? Burnaby Lopez in his face again. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Tigers. They have converted on some 3rd and longs already in this ball game. Clock stops with 2 minutes left here in the first quarter on the incompleted pass. Priestess sets him down from the right hash mark. 2 receivers either side of the field. 1 back in the backfield for the Mercedes Tigers, leading 10-0. No pressure this time. Priestess, now the pocket collapses. Here comes a penalty flag. He drops the football. That's a loose ball. Priestess got back on it, and I think there's a hold.
Yeah, it looks to be in the area holding. Had a little bit too much time.
So now if you're Mission Vets, Kev, it's going to be 4th down and about 14, or 3rd down and a bunch. You can push him further downfield. They'll decline the penalty. Mercedes, if you got a fake punt, Kevin, do you think about bringing it out right here?
I don't think you'd bring it out now. This is the first time your offense doesn't go anywhere. Your defense has posted a goose egg up on the board so far. Go ahead and play the field position game.
Loss of 4 by Priestess. 4th down, 9 yards. Well, it's every bit. It's 13 yards to go. Patriots send 1 man back to return this kick. They're looking for something to vault this momentum onto their side. High snap. Punter gets it. Gets the kick away. A high knuckleball kick. Fielded at the 10, drop, loose football. Who gets this one, Kev? There's an open football at the 5-yard line. Who do they give it to? Ooh. Mission Vets got it back.
Boy, did they dodge a bullet there. Tigers are saying Tiger football, but hey, got away with one there. But
nonetheless, look at the field position.
Yeah, and I just mentioned about the field position. They're backed up way into the shadow of their own goalpost now.
And now you're if already you weren't playing from your heels, Kevin, you're now suddenly saying, what else can go wrong instead of let's do something right?
Well, I'm sure it's like a balloon. They thought they had the momentum. They got the stop on defense. They were going to get the football back. He elected not to call the fair catch. In and out of his hands. They're starting at their own 7.
Patriots, 1st and 10. 9 yards of total offense for this team thus far here in the first quarter. Villarreal, 1st and 10 from his own 6. Rolls out, looks to throw from his own end zone. Still looking. Pressure comes, gets away from one man, makes a nice move to get away from 2 more. Got back near the line of scrimmage. That's good coverage downfield by the Tigers of Mercedes.
Yeah, he was looking for Rolando De Leon, but he had a safety up top and a corner right in front of him. That was his intended receiver. He elected to run with it. Only picked up 1.
4 carries, 10 yards, averaging 2.5 as a team. Mission Vets. They face a 2nd and 9. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Villarreal drops back to throw again. Looking. Pressure comes again. Rolls out left side. Sideline hit. Driven out of bounds at the 11. And Kevin, again, I'm going to say it. Coverage downfield. Spectacular right now by the Tigers.
It's been excellent. So if you want to hand out an early MVP award, it's this secondary of the Tigers because he has time back there to move around. Usually a receiver will find a way to get open. Not in this case.
Gain of 3 on the play. 3rd down and 6. This is a critical 3rd down for this Mission Vets team because you got to punt from here. It's real good field position you're going to give up. Villarreal hoping for the team's first down of the game. We're in the closing stages of the first quarter. Takes a snip. Rolls out to the right-hand side. Going to run himself. Has a 1st down as he got it out across the 15 to the 17. 7-yard, a very important 7-yard gain.
A very important indeed. Who other to go to than their premier playmaker, Santos Villarreal, doing it with his legs.
This drive started at their 5, or outside their 5 at their 6. Mission Vets now trying to get something generated on the offensive side, trailing 10-0. 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Whistle on the field, timeout by the official who wants to talk things over. Something going on, either play clock, game clock. I think they're just letting the stretcher crew bring their equipment across the field, and now there is a timeout on the field, Kev. I don't know what they spotted there.
Not too sure either. Looks like both head coaches want an explanation. Now there's a couple of the Mission Vets trainers heading on over to the Mercedes side and also bringing a stretcher, but we don't know why.
Working on a guy across the 41-yard line. On the Mercedes sidelines, looks like they are huddled around a player, Kev. We'll sort that out. Meanwhile, 30 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. And the Mercedes Tigers have come out swinging tonight against the Mission Vets Patriots. Kevin, are you surprised?
Oh, I'm definitely surprised. But then again, they're starting to take those shots downfield, and that's what's going to happen. It's either a hit or miss with this offense. They've opened it out. They've come up saying, hey, we're here to play. Don't underestimate us.
The Patriots notched their first down of the ball game as the offense had been held to under 10 yards on 2 different drives. And now we've got this timeout on the field as they're attending to someone on the Mercedes sideline, and all we can say is we hope that whoever that is, they're okay.
Now I don't see any white around.
I don't think it's a player.
So not too sure what's going on the far side of the field, but again, meanwhile, the Mission Vets, they got to be stunned early on. Again, those early penalties on their first drive really hurt them.
Well, this Tiger team came out, took the opening kickoff, and right out of the gate, Kevin, a team that was heavy on running the football, opened it up with a passing game right out of the chute.
Yeah, they opened up the passing game, and boy, did it pay off. Right now, they're up 10-0. We could be saying 14-0, and that pass would have been complete.
Yeah, they had one drive that was in the red zone, ended up getting the field goal. Second drive, though, passing game in full effect, and then the running game started to work as well for the Tigers. Very fortunate are the Mission Vets Patriots that the Tigers didn't move that last drive downfield, Kevin, because, again, they had receivers in position to make catches.
And then the route running from all the receivers. You said he's starting to spread it around, a little bit of a wide receiver by committee, what it's been early on for the Tigers.
Live streaming action coming to you from Tom Landry Stadium in Mission, Texas on a Thursday night, where the Mercedes Tigers made the trip to this Mission Vets team. Mission Vets 3-0 on the season, Kevin. A year ago, they beat up on some teams and were also beaten up. It was either win big or lose big for this Vets team for the most part when I look back at their season a year ago.
And then they went on that little playoff run. I know you covered the game last year against Flower Bluff. That's when they really started to open up some eyes.
And Coach David Gilpin was extremely excited about the off-season that this team had, gearing up for what lies ahead for this Mission Vets team. Later on, they'll be taking on that Mission team. Kevin, we've seen that Mission team play. They're a no thrills, no flash kind of game. Patriots on the sideline, and Coach Gilpin sends his coaching staff out to talk to his players. And Kev, right now he's wanting to rewind the pregame script, and whatever pregame rah-rah he used, he wants to throw that one away and go for another one. He's got a chance right here with this pause in the action.
Yeah, just tell your team, relax. You're at home for the most part. It's only 10-0 in the first quarter. We do have the football. Let's get down and get some points.
Again, live streaming video and audio coming your way here on valleycentral.com. We will have the archives available of this ball game. Also, that PSJA game tonight is going on, and that's another streamed game on valleycentral.com. 10 audio games tomorrow. Kev, you get a break on Saturday, I'm telling.
Yes, I do get a break on Saturday. I have some family coming in, so spend a little bit of time with the family. A little excited for that. I know there's 2 scheduled games in Brownsville, an 11 a.m. game and a 7 o'clock game. So
I got the first one with the Hannah Eagles taking on the Brownsville Veterans team. And Kevin, as I look at that, I know everyone's circled Lopez as one of the teams to compete, but right now that's going to swing heavily in favor of the winner of that ball game as far as who's in control of earning that playoff spot coming out of the Brownsville area.
I really like Veterans Memorial. I've seen them a handful of times now, and I know you and I covered them when they went against the mighty Tarpons of Port Isabel. But we saw Marcus Castillo really come into his own around the second quarter. From there on out, he's just really matured, and I've seen him a couple times putting up 50 points against Rio Grande City and the La Joyas. He's done really well, so I like the Chargers of the, 6 Brownsville schools that are out there.
Yeah, and we also see that Los Fresnos team, who suddenly had better be watching these Brownsville schools, the 2 that I'm talking about, they're playing Saturday, each capable, Kevin, of doing some things well enough to compete with that Los Fresnos team.
Yeah, Eli Cruz, the Cruz brothers I like to call, they have a good 1-2 punch there. But Los Fresnos, I'm not too sure on Los Fresnos yet. I've seen them against PSJA. They fell in that game 33-28. Then they shut out the Brownsville Hannah Eagles 36-0. So I'm fool's gold maybe. I'm not too sold on Los Fresnos yet, but we'll wait and see.
Well, they are certainly rooting for the Hannah Eagles to go ahead and take down the Brownsville Veterans team, because that puts them in the driver's seat as far as that playoff spot. Right now it's Harlingen South sitting there in that district. And the reason why we're talking about those games is because that's some of our broadcast games coming up beginning tomorrow and then ultimately on Saturday. But Harlingen South, then you're looking at Los Fresnos and some of those Brownsville schools eyeballing those other playoff spots.
Yeah, tomorrow PSJ, they have to rebound from a tough loss against Justin Owens, who really put on a display. I saw him in action for the first time last week. He can put on a show both through the air and on the ground.
Let's talk about what's happening nearer your home. And Kev, the battles in Edinburgh are suddenly heating up across the board. No longer do you have the upper echelon couple of powerhouse teams and everybody else. Suddenly everyone's playing with the other, saying, hey, we can beat anybody here in this place.
Yeah, as far as I've known, as far as I lived in Edinburgh, it's always been the Edinburgh Running Bobcats. Started the Edinburgh North, really started to come around, but I just really love the defense. And Coach Sines has done a phenomenal job with the defense. And losing Vince Ortiz from last year, coming back this year stronger than ever. And then there were 2 running backs, Matt Whitesides. I called him out last year on Twitter, said, you're a diamond in the rough. And he said, well, what's that, diamond in the rough? And then he Googled it and he figured it out, said, hey, I like that. I kind of like that name.
Well, let's talk about another thing, Kevin. If the social media plays out the way it appears, they may have another weapon in the fold if he's deemed eligible to play. We know that, according to all the sources we've got, one big major move within the Edinburgh districts.
Yeah, that was Hugo Reyes' pass. He transferred over from Economides over to Edinburgh North. And again, you said the social media, it's crazy nowadays. I read an article earlier saying he did transfer from Economides to the Cougars. The question is, will he play and where will he fit into Coach Garza's offense?
I know, Kevin, if you and I weren't broadcasting tomorrow night at some venue, that both of us would have our eyes on another ball game that is being heavily talked about on the social media between a couple of unbeatens.
Oh, that's La Grulla and Port Isabel. And boy, they were going at it, and it's pretty entertaining to see these two teams go at it. These young kids, they're just fired up. They're just showing their passion for the game. Isaiah Martinez, he's looking to have a big game tomorrow for the Tarpons.
My recommendation, go to that one. Bring your social media venue, whether it be your cell phone or your iPad, and keep track of the games on valleycentral.com and watch that one, because that is a non-stream game, but it's going to be entertaining.
Oh, very entertaining indeed.
We are hoping that the individual is okay on the Mercedes sideline. Meanwhile, we are ready to resume play here in Mission on a Thursday night after a lengthy delay here in the first quarter. 30 seconds to go, and they will crank up the game and the play clock. Ready to roll are the Patriots of Mission Vets. Villarreal keeps the snap, runs it on his own, got to the 20-yard line, 2-yard gain. That's quickly shut down, and already Santos Villarreal is being held in check thus far.
It seems what the defense is going to try and do is force them to throw the ball all night. We'll stop the run. We'll make you beat us with your arm.
5 carries, 20 yards, averaging 4 yards per touch. He's 0 for 3 through the air, and that is the end of a dominant first quarter. Tigers lead this ball game 10-0. Kevin, could have been worse.
Well, it could be worse. Like we said, it could be a 14-0 lead, but you're the Mission Vets. Second quarter, look at it as a new ball game. Like their coach said, our records are 0-0. Their records is 0-0. Clean slate, second quarter. We'll see if they can slowly shift the momentum back to their side.
It'll be a second down coming up for the Mission Vets Patriots. Kevin, another thing to be said is that other than when the drive started after the opening kickoff, we have watched a football game be played on the Mission Vets side of the midfield stripe, and that wears on you after a while if you're constantly looking across that big field.
Oh, definitely. And so the field position, a big factor in the first quarter.
Villarreal on 2nd and 8. Lines up in a shotgun formation. Overload the right side, which is the 3-receiver set there. Single back is John Garcia in the backfield. Tigers secondary has done a good job thus far shutting down the passing game. Villarreal wants to throw. Fires it in the flats to Garcia. Makes a nice move. Penalty flag on the play, though, as he got it out to the 23. Well short of a first down. About a 3-yard gain. We'll sort out the penalty.
If this one goes against the Patriots, they're really shooting themselves in the foot in the early going.
It is a flag that was thrown in the vicinity of what's usually an illegal motion or a lining up off sides. Stops the clock. It's an illegal formation. So another 5-yard penalty, and already in the penalty yardage, it's 4 of them for 30 yards against Mission Vets. 30 penalty yards, 22 total yards of offense. Equals a lot of running usually in Monday practice, if you ask me. Still second down for the Patriots. Villarreal and company looking for that big lightning strike that wakes up everybody here on the Mission side. Villarreal pointing out some things, takes a snap, drops back, has a ton of time, over the middle, caught, and a big play. 30-40, 45 midfield, sideline 40, 35, down to the 30, lightning strikes, big time play, catch made, Bobby Tovar, and away go the Patriots.
Well, you just got exactly what you asked for. They're the big play. The Patriots are looking for it. Now the crowd finally, for the first time tonight, something to cheer about.
53 yards on the completion. Santos Villarreal to Bobby Tovar. Wants to throw again. Rolls out left side. Plenty of time. Rolls back to the right side. Still looking downfield. Still looking. Runs the ball. Out of bounds he goes. He had a man deep downfield, but otherwise good coverage.
And good coverage that time again. Not so much on that previous play. Now the Patriots, just like I said, the second quarter, they're looking to turn the momentum in their favor.
53 yards in one play will do a lot for you. You went from having 22 yards into the 70s on one snap of the football. 2nd and 9, they'll give Villarreal a 1-yard gain. Takes a snap this time, hands it off to Garcia, runs, spins away from a tackler, spins through another, is dropped to the 23, and 3rd down at about 4 coming up for the Patriots.
Carlos Acosta getting in on the action there. It's a very smooth spin move there from their tailback.
Garcia spun before he made any contact and then spun off the next tackler. 2 good moves there. 3rd down and 3. Are we in 4-down territory already for the Patriots? From the just outside the 20-yard line, Villarreal rolls out. Waits, still looking to throw the ball. Now he's looking to run. He's going to get a 1st down. Steps out of bounds. Calm, cool, collected the 15. Nothing downfield. I'll take what they give me.
Yeah, just a veteran move there. He, like you said, he doesn't see anything downfield. He picks up the 1st down, avoids the contact, and goes out of bounds.
I like the poise by this veterans team. They've been punched pretty hard out of the gate here. It's not been a knockout blow by any stretch. They're still alive and well. 1st and 10. They can still get a 1st down out of this deal. Just in the red zone at the, call it the 18-yard line of the Tigers of Mercedes. Best drive by far of the night for the Patriots. Villarreal suddenly with 7 carries, 27 yards. Through the air, 1 of 4 for 53 yards. 1st down play for Villarreal. Play clock at 22, plenty of time on there. Waits for the snap, takes it, looks over the middle, caught inside the 5, takes on a tackle. That's a touchdown, Patriots.
That was Christian Ramirez right down the seam, had his man wide open from the get-go. They're in the end zone for the first time tonight. They're looking to cut the lead to 3.
18-yard strike, and just like that, Villarreal and the Mission Veterans Patriots are on the board with 10:17 to go in the 2nd quarter. Talk about a passing game opening up in a hurry. Well, it just did. Extra point coming up. Kick is up long, high, and thus far everyone likes the right corner. That's that end zone where the wind's blowing at your back. Patriots, we got a ball game, Kevin.
Yeah, we definitely do have a ball game now. The tables have turned a little bit here in the 2nd quarter. The Patriots, after that big play down the field, they're able to get into the end zone for the first time tonight. Looks like Villarreal is starting to find his groove, get a little bit more comfortable.
Completed pass that time. Christian Ramirez.
So that big 53-yard reception from Tovar really opened up the table for the Patriots.
First score for the Patriots. Tigers. Kevin did that lengthy break while they were attending to the sideline, the injury over there. You think that may have played a factor in this ball game, the way the momentum shifted?
Well, it had to have some kind of factor because the Mercedes Tigers were up, they were ready to go, kind of cool down. Meanwhile, the Patriots were able to say, okay, guys, we're only down by 10. Let's relax. Let's get things going.
They're dancing in the aisles now here at Mission Vets. Home team, the crowd still hasn't fully come to life here. Patriots kick it off. It's a high, deep kick, and they'll let that sail into the end zone. If you're just joining us, we are at Tom Landry Stadium on a Thursday night in Mission. Deep South Texas. High school football between the Mercedes Tigers and the Mission Vets Patriots. It's Kevin Nato. I'm Joe Bowling. And, well, Kevin, at first it was all Mercedes. Mission Vets back in the ball game. If you're Mercedes, you got to grab that momentum back, and now they got to throw into the wind. We'll see if that affects their passing game.
For the first time tonight, Patriots cut the lead to 3.
Priest is 7 of 14 in the air. Lines up as a shotgun in a single back formation. Here comes the blitz. He hands the ball off. Big hole up the middle. Across the 30, and that is quickly a 11-yard gain. No need for a passing game if you can gain 11 on 1st down.
So right out of the gate, a big 1st down for the Tigers.
Gilbert Vela on the carry. Huge hole it opened up for him. Gilbert now 6 carries, 37 yards. He's averaging 6 yards per carry. 1st and 10 once again for the Tigers. Under 10 minutes left here in the half. Leading 10-7. Snapback's a good one. They'll try Vela again. The same hole opens up again. He dances across the 41. There's nothing fancy about that, Kevin. That's left tackle, wide open hole.
Well, Mercedes, they're averaging 101 yards on the ground this year. They're looking to get past that here tonight with the way they've started on the ground.
On the ground right now, the Tigers with 48 yards rushing out of 12 carries. That's 4 yards per touch. Any coach anywhere will take 4 yards average if you guarantee that's what he'll get all game long. 2nd down and 4 for the Tigers. Option play, quarterback keeps it. Hit hard as he got it out to the 43. That's short of a 1st down by a good 2.5 yards. And here's a big play for the defense of the Mission Vets Patriots. If they can get the stop here, get their hands back on the football, Kevin, all that positive that happened for the Mercedes Tigers could be wiped aside. Third down coming up. Tigers, Priestess out of a shotgun. They need to get it across the 45 to get a first down. Handoff, Vela running, got a first down and more into Patriot territory, hurled forward, and they'll spot him down inside the 45-yard line. They needed 4, they got a bundle.
Yeah, Vela again continuing to carry the workload for the Tigers, and when it comes down to it, he's their go-to man on the ground.
13 yards on that carry. He's now got 8 carries for 56 yards. Chains will move again for the Tigers or Mercedes. Offense mixing it up well between the pass and the run. Priestess takes a snap, drops back, wants to throw. Over the middle, has a man behind everybody, caught inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
How about that? Got the one-on-one coverage, and the Tigers, how about that? They answer right back, exchanging a left hook right back to the Patriots and get into the end zone.
Roel Garcia on a 44-yard letter-perfect strike into the win by Renee Priestess. 16-7, Tigers looking for more.
They're really exploiting this secondary of the Patriots, finding the matchups all across the board. That time again, he had the one-on-one.
Extra point by the Tigers. Kick is up into the wind, and it is good. 17-7, just like that. Well, we wondered if the momentum would swing. Kevin, it's going back and forth.
Swinging gates, what I'll call it. The Tigers get right back on the board and in a hurry this time.
Renee Priestess to Roel Garcia. 17-7, the Patriots trail the Tigers. That drive took less than 2 minutes from the time the Patriots put points on the board.
So it's a seesaw battle here in the second quarter. The first quarter went to the Tigers with a 10-0 lead. Patriots able to cut it to 10-7, but then just like that, the Tigers strike down the field, add another touchdown. Now they're back up by 10.
Scoring started tonight for the Tigers with a 25-yard field goal on the first drive of the ball game. They followed that up with a 10-yard run by Gilbert Vela. Led 10-0. It was still in the first quarter. In the second quarter, an 18-yard pass play from Villarreal to Christian Ramirez, and the Patriots were on top. But now a Renee Priestess to Roel Garcia, 44-yard strike. And it's back to a 10-point bulge, and the lead belongs to the Tigers. They're up 17-7, and they're kicking off to the Patriots yet again here in this first half.
Slowly but surely, this game has shootout written all over it.
Patriots back to return the kick. They should get a good return out of this. Knuckleball kick, takes a roll, fielded at about the 23 on a hop, now across the 25, back to the 30, 31-yard line. And so the Patriots will start there. Their last drive started at their 5, or right at their 5. This time, out across their 30. Well, shootout, let's go. You buckle up and start scoring points.
Yeah, that last drive you're talking about was a 95-yard drive, which almost turned into the Tigers' favor. That ball was fumbled. The Patriots were able to lucky to recover that one.
Patriot football on first down. Santos Villarreal under center this time on a first down play. Takes a snap, drops back, looks to throw. Hit in the backfield. Wrapped up, they can't drag him down, and now they do. They finally blow the play dead. Mercedes Tigers coaching staff was leaping and screaming at the official to blow that play dead, Kev.
Yeah, Roman excuse me for the last name, was running straight down the field. Roman De Leon was wide open down the field. That's why some of the fans are saying throw the ball. He just had him open. It's tough as a quarterback when you have wide receivers open and a guy with a hand in your face.
Loss of 9, second down. Villarreal rolls out this time, looks to throw, fires the ball. It's got a man at the 40-yard line. What a nice recovery that time. Went right back to the air, and Roman De Leon reels it in, just shy of first down yardage.
Oh, they're gonna call it.
It is enough for a first down.
De Leon has been his favorite target throughout this first half.
20-yard completion for Villarreal. He's now hit his last 3, wants another. This one's going to be caught at the 45-yard line, and the passing game opens up for this Veterans team.
So after that big loss on the sack, the Patriots come back with 2 big plays.
That was Roland De Leon, 12-yard strike, first down. Now they'll run it. Villarreal, a lot of room. 35, 30. Will they catch him? 20, 15, 10, out of bounds inside the 10. Santos Villarreal gets loose.
How about Rolando De Leon? Back-to-back plays, an X factor throughout this drive. Laid the block there for Villarreal. How about that? Now, if you're watching film, you're giving him a sticker on the helmet.
Santos Villarreal gains 39 on that play. First and goal for the Patriots. Fireworks City here tonight in Mission, Texas. Villarreal drops back, looks to throw. Waits, has time, lobs it up in the end zone and overthrows everybody. Incomplete. There was a band member, could have caught that.
So, the second quarter, a little bit more faster pace.
A lot more faster pace. Suddenly 167 yards by the Patriots in offense, who had 9 after their first 2 possessions. Opening it up here through the air. Villarreal, 4 of 8, 103 yards. Also running the ball, 9 carries, 57 yards for the quarterback for the Patriots. Shotgun formation on second down and goal. Hands it off, fumble football. Pile up there. Tigers saying they got it. Officials haven't indicated yet. Now they do. Tigers get it.
Wow, what a break there for the Mercedes Tigers. Just from the get-go, the way that ball was handed off to his back just didn't look, it looked very out of sync. Again, referring back to that balloon, it just inflated if you're the Mission Patriots.
Well, we had shootout written all over if the Patriots could have scored there. Now, their defense sent out on the field saying stop the bleeding, because with 7 minutes, just under 7 minutes to go in this first half, Tigers want more points, Kev.
Oh, they do, and they got a lot of real estate in front of them in order to put some more points on the board.
Rene Priestis brings him back out. Facing a stiff breeze right in his face. Shotgun formation, stands inside his 5, waiting for the snap. Gets it, runs an option. Quarterback Reed takes it out across the 5, on his feet to the 10. Buys him some real estate with a nice 5-yard carry.
Okay, so now you have 2 things on your side, the clock and the momentum.
They'll give Villarreal just shy of a 6-yard gain. Marking the ball down across the 15-yard line with 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first half, which for the most part was controlled by the Mercedes Tigers. But there is signs of life that this Mission Vets offense can move the ball when needed. 17-7 the current score. Tigers on top on this second down play. Play clock down to 4. Priestis down to 2. Takes a snap at 1. Drops back. Fires a pass in the flats. Caught. Across the 10. Nice move made to 15, 20. Sideline. First down across the 25-yard line. Yards after the catch that time. Big time for the receiver for the Mercedes Tigers.
Yeah, just some nifty footwork there. Straight up one-on-one. He was able to break the ankles, bounce it to the outside to pick up a couple of extra yards. It's a first down for the Tigers.
That was Gilbert Vela coming out of the backfield to receive that pass and move the ball downfield for a first down for the Mercedes Tigers. Penalty flags on the next snap.
It's been the area of a false start. Might be going against the Tigers.
Well, we saw something as insignificant as a 5-yard penalty halt any hope of a Patriot drive earlier on. Kevin, right now your defense needs something to spark for the Patriots of Mission Vets.
Well, that could be the break they needed. They pushed them back 5 yards to pick up a 1st and 15.
Tiger football. 1st and 15. Ball at their own 20. 6 minutes, 3 seconds left here in the half. Pass left-hand side, receiver screen. 20, 25-yard line. Big hard hit, but staying on his feet and driving out across the 27, 28-yard line. Edgar Arevelo's second catch of the night shows some toughness there after this catch.
Yeah, once again, you stress the yards after contact, and again, they're showing it right there.
10 completions now, 17 attempts. That's 10 of 17 for 145 yards for Priestis. Lines him up once again for the Mercedes Tigers. It's 2nd and 7. Here comes a blitz up the middle. They pick it up. He's got a man down the left side that's going to be caught. Down the sideline. And see you later. Joshua Garza That's going to go for 71 yards.
Once again, the one-on-one coverage. Garza beat his man to the punch and saw paradise in front of him. How shocked are these Patriots?
How shocked are you? How shocked am I?
Wow.
Nobody saw this coming. 71-yard strike. That's 11 of 18, 216 yards through the air for Rene Priestis. You couldn't lay it out there any better in a stiff wind like this.
No, he put it right on the money.
For Garza, that's his third catch. Give him 100 yards on the night, receiving yards. Extra point coming up for the Tigers, who now lead this ball game 23-7, and the extra point is good. No good. 23-7. That took 3 minutes from the last time they scored a touchdown to put more points on the board.
This time a turnover from the Patriots resulted in some Tiger points. So now the Mission Patriots, I don't know what you tell your offense now. They were driving. That big fumble really costed them. I'm just thoroughly impressed with the Mercedes Tigers. Have they come on the road? Once again, all odds against them. Coming off an emotional loss against Lafayette last week. They weren't able to put up any points. I don't see that offense last week, and then to look at this offense this week, I see no comparison.
Well, that Lafayette team is pretty good. I think that may be a statement made right there, just how good they are. But you're right, Kevin. They came in with a game plan to come after this Mission Vets team through the air, and it's working thus far.
And the ironic thing is, we expected, hey, a run-happy football game. We're seeing an aerial attack here from the Tigers.
So far, the Tigers with 216 yards in the air, 69 on the ground, 285 yards in the first half against an undefeated Mission Veterans team that came in here pretty stingy.
So now they're going to turn to their captain, Santos Villarreal, saying, here's the football. Let's get us back into this game.
Well, and they had it right there the last possession, Kevin. Let's not lose the fact they were in the red zone knocking at the door to score points. Kickoff. Patriots going to let it bounce. That's a live football. Across the 15 to the 16, now to the 20. Sideline to the 25, sideline to the 30. 35-yard line. Good return by the Patriots. No quit in this Patriot team. That return by Peter Ayala.
Oh, I wouldn't count these Patriots out too early now. They've proven they can go up and down this field.
5:09 to go, and we have had 5 different scoring plays here tonight, and the fireworks show is on display tonight at Tom Landry Stadium in Mission, Texas. 23-7, Mercedes on top. Mission Vets with the football, and we got a timeout called on that kickoff return. As they do have an injured player for Mission Vets. Well, Kevin, I expected a running game that was going to be dominating the clock. I didn't expect a lot of points to be scored here tonight. And all of a sudden, we've had 30 put on the board between the two teams. And more shockingly, 23 of the 30 belong to the visitors.
Yeah, the Tigers, once again, like I said, they came into this game with some heavy hearts. And it's going to be tough for them to go about it with, without their quarterback, Isaiah Garza. But just, like I said, they've impressed me coming into this game. We were thinking, okay, run the ball, but they come out through the air, and when they do it in bunches.
Well, and they show the confidence that this isn't a gimmick offense they're throwing out there. Like I was talking about, Kevin, I think that this is the maturity of a football team that is now settling into, okay, we have been preparing all offseason, literally all the way up until the stages of the first game, for a quarterback leading us who now is not in the mix. And so you've got to have that adjustment period. And I think that the comfort level is there, that now they trust this guy and they trust him making the decisions, and the coaches are opening the playbook up for him, perhaps here tonight for the first time of the year.
And I really think it all got started on that opening possession for the Tigers. They took their shots downfield. Maybe they didn't get it, but they said, hey, we're here to play a football game.
On the flip side, Mission Vets Patriots on their home field certainly have shown they have the offensive firepower to counterpunch tonight if they can get back in this ball game to within a score and perhaps set up a wild second half for us.
So the player for the Patriots is up and on his feet.
That was going to be the return man on that play, Peter Ayala. So we hope he is going to be okay. He's walking off under his own power. Patriots with a football. Now, what has their offense done? Well, after 2 possessions in a row that netted them 9 yards, they've now put up a total of 167 yards in the game. 64 of that on the ground, 103 of that in the air. So you're talking about another team that has mixed it up well. 5.3 yards per carry as a team. Not a bad number running the football. Santos Villarreal leading the way, 9 carries, 57 yards, lines up as the quarterback. Shotgun formation, drops back to throw, rushed out of the pocket, looks, still looks, waits, fires it down the side, caught at the 48, down to the 46-yard line of the Tigers. New receiver in the ball game for the Patriots. Nice catch, nice reception, first down.
That was Jose De Leon. Now, how many De Leons do we have on this Patriots team? There's a De Leon here and a De Leon there. The De Leons have showed up for the offense of the Patriots.
That's a 15-yard first down pass completion by Villarreal to De Leon from the 45 of the Tigers. Villarreal keeps it on his own, runs, has a little room, and then it's quickly shut down. He'll take it down to the 42-yard line. 3-yard gain for Villarreal.
One thing I want to bring up about Santos is not only does he have an arm, but he can hurt you with his legs too, and the ability to extend the play, kind of like a Tony Romo or a Ben Roethlisberger. He's just as dangerous outside of the pocket than he is inside the pocket.
Missed his first 3 passing, is connected on 5 of his last 6, and running the ball, 10 carries, 60 yards now tonight. Under center on this second down play. Fakes the handoff, wants to throw, lofts it downfield. It's going to be just out of reach, incompleted pass.
Yeah, he had Ramirez eyeballed the entire way down to he ran a little bit of a post pattern down into the 10-yard line. That pass fell incomplete, so good coverage again there from the Tigers.
Stops the clock with 4:20 to go here in the first half. Reminding you at halftime here on ValleyCentral.com, we'll be streaming the bands performing. Both schools represented with the bands tonight. They'll be entertaining the crowd here tonight. Rain-free in Mission. Pass play, Villarreal over the middle. Diving attempt, incompleted pass.
Villarreal took another shot there. So now 4th down is coming up for the Patriots. Now, looks like if they're sending their kicking unit out on the field, Villarreal is coming off.
They're going to hope to pin Mercedes deep in their own territory and play some field position here. 4th down and 6. The pass was intended for a new receiver in the game. Adrian Ruiz, the senior, tried to make that diving catch.
You mentioned a fake earlier.
Do the Patriots have one in their arsenal? 4th and 6, trailing 23-7. Punt time, snapback's a good one. Punter gets the kick away, looking for the right sideline. It'll take a bounce and roll out of bounds inside the 1.
How about that?
What a kick by George Cavazos. And down and inside the 1. How about a sideways bounce?
And they call that the coffin kick when you play Madden nowadays. You can practice that on the PS3, on the Madden. Like I said, he mastered that and pinned them inside their own 1.
That was a beautiful kick. With the wind at your back, it's nearly impossible to perfect that, but he did. Inside the 1. Tigers with the football. Can the Mission Vets defense come up with the big play right here to take momentum and ultimately take it into the halftime locker room? Tigers would like to get a first down. They're in the shadow of their end zone, protecting 99 yards of real estate in front of them. Priestess will line up in a shotgun. 2 backs back there to protect him. Shifts him over to the right side, takes a snap, hands it off. They'll get it out across the 2-3 yard line. Just trying to get out something out of the shadows of the end zone. Gilbert Vela on the carry. Will gain a couple, and Mission Vets calls a timeout. Kevin, they want to get this stop right here and get their hands on the football.
Yeah, there's no such thing as, okay, we'll give them a first down. We can afford to give them that. They're thinking 3 and out. We want the football back, and with great field position, once again, they'd be kicking into the wind. So this is a big drive here defensively for the Patriots.
And they would like to not only get the football back, but score a touchdown, knowing they're going to get their hands on the football to start the second half. Do you dare start counting up scores of 8 and try to get 2 scores with 2 two-point conversions and tie this ball game up in 2 possessions?
I think it's a little too early for that. If you can get some points going into halftime, I've always been a big believer of when you're down in a football game or in a close game, whoever scores points before the half has that momentum going in, and it proves when they come out to the second half.
Especially when you're going to get the ball to start the second half, as is the case for the Patriots of Mission Vets. Shotgun formation for Priestess and the Mercedes Tigers. Movement up front. Drops back. Looks to throw. Rushed out of the pocket. Dances forward. Got to the 5. Eluded the safety. Got back to the 5-yard line. That was close. Second timeout burned by the Patriots. 3rd and 6 coming up, Kevin. How close was that to a safety?
Oh, it was very close, and then again, you have to be very careful if you're an offensive lineman. You cannot hold in that end zone. You know that means 2 points.
2 points means you give them the football back as well. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the first half. You look at the total yardage, 289 in the first half for the Mercedes Tigers compared to 185 for the Patriots of Mission Vets. On paper, Tigers have dominated this football game. In reality, if Mission Vets can get this job done here and score points, we still got a great ball game shaping up for the second half.
Not only will they get the football back, but they do have plenty of time on the clock.
Shotgun formation. It all comes down to getting this stop here from the defense of the Patriots of Mission Vets. Shotgun formation for Priestess. He'll stand at his goal line waiting for the snap. Keeps 2 backs in the backfield for protection. Wants to throw from his end zone. Fires it over the middle, rifled, and it's going to be caught at the 15-yard line. You talk about putting a little extra on that. Edgar Arevalo caught it. Priestess spotted him and got him.
Yeah, spotted him is correct. Just found a soft spot in that secondary. Able to pick up a big first down. So now if you're the Tigers, you got your first down. You got a little bit more breathing room, so it opens up that playbook for the Tigers.
Priestess is now connected on his last 5 in a row. In the first half, he's 12 of 19 for 226 yards. A couple of those resulting in touchdowns. Appears to be changing the play up at the line of scrimmage. Lines up in a shotgun on 1st and 10. Takes the snap, hands it off to Vela, hit in the backfield and thrown down for a loss. Oh, 2 plays ago, that's points.
Yeah, a little bit too late there from the veterans defense. Once again, one thing I've noticed is coming from this defense, they laid off the blitz a little bit. They were bringing the house early on.
Loss of 6. Brings up second down for the Tigers. Patriots of Mission Vets still have 1 timeout remaining. Get another stop here. Kevin, you think about burning that still with 2:50 left and counting here in the first half.
Yeah, definitely. If you get this 3rd down stop, you call that timeout, get the football back, plenty of time.
Before the snap, whistle blows. Tigers and Mercedes take a timeout, and that helps Mission Vets.
Second timeout. First half.
Maybe you're looking at Coach Uribe wanting to see what the defense is going to throw out there. Go ahead and call a timeout. Maybe switch up the play a little bit. But then if you're the Vets, okay, another 2nd and 15. We have 1 timeout in our back pocket. If we can able to maybe get an incomplete pass, hey, maybe a turnover. They've yet to turn the ball over tonight.
And what the Tigers have done especially well in this first half, Kevin, is opened this passing game up to the fact that you have to respect deep routes, short stuff, receiver screens, tailbacks coming out of the backfield. It's guard anybody out of that shotgun formation.
And what happens when you get that passing game going? It opens up the run game.
And right now, Priestess in the passing game has been working for the Tigers of Mercedes. The clock stops with 2:41 to go here in the first half. Good Thursday night action here on ValleyCentral.com from Mission, Texas. Shotgun formation for Priestess. Drops back to throw. Protection is there. Has a man deep behind. Everybody caught again. And down the sideline will go Garza. And this time, 85 yards, score it.
Wow. Foot race. How about that?
Garza, second touchdown. First one was 71. Trumps it by 14. This one's 85 yards.
Lighting up the scoreboard is Joshua Garza. If there was fantasy football in high school, I want Joshua Garza on my team.
Priestess again put it on the money. All he had to do, Kevin, was run under the football and just keep that stride rolling.
How about that?
Garza on the night, 4 catches, 185 yards, and we're in the first half. Extra point coming up by the Tigers. Missed their last one. Snap is a good one. This time the kick is up. It's a high into the wind, and this one is no good. Well, the chink in the armor by the Tigers. They missed a couple of kicks into the wind, but that passing game, Priestess, 311 yards through the air. Favorite target, Joshua Garza.
Yeah, Joshua Garza, full effect tonight along with his quarterback. How about this display they are putting on for their home crowd, or their crowd, the Tigers, and for us? You know, coming into the game, like I said, we sound like a broken record. We were saying we expected a game between both teams, physical, running the football, the polar opposite. And it's ironic enough to say, Kevin, do you think Mercedes has a chance tonight? I said, I'm not too sure. Upsets come rare in high school football. They're proving me wrong tonight.
29-7, and now it's official. Patriots have been stunned here in the first half. We're going to beat this to death, though, that they've still got a chance. There's time on the clock. Kevin, okay, you gave up the score. You have got to score now, knowing you get the ball to start the second half.
So once again, they'll have 2:26, the football, and a timeout, so you don't have to rush anything. That's one thing for Villarreal he has to remember.
Well, as fast as the scoring has been changing on the scoreboard, even that was less than 3 minutes from the last time the Tigers connected on that 71-yard touchdown pass. And so in the span of 6 minutes, Tigers have stunned Mission Vets with a couple long passes. Now the kickoff is dropped. They'll field it back inside of 10. Get it out across the 15-yard line to the 20, sideline 25, 30, and out of bounds.
Picking up a couple good blocks there from his guys. So out come the Patriots. They have a very steep hill to climb, Joe.
Edgar Hernandez that time trying to do it on his own on the kick return. Patriots send the offense back out on the field, which has shown the ability to move this football. Can they come up with some magic here? Down 29-7. Santos Villarreal out of a shotgun formation. 3 receivers on the left-hand side. Fires a pass out there. It's caught. Across the 45. Nice move made. Across the 40 and now spinning forward. That's about a 9-yard gain.
I think what really broke it open in this first half was that fumble down on the goal line. They were only trailing by 10. They were looking to cut it back to 3. Ball was put on the ground. Mercedes took over, put points on the board.
It's a 9-yard, check that, a 10-yard completion. So the first down will stop the clock on the completion to Bobby Tovar. For Tovar, his second catch of the evening, and now they'll want to run the ball, and it's going to be Villarreal. He's got a lot of room, looking for some blocks deep downfield. Got it to the 35 and steps out of bounds.
But there is
That'll stop the clock. Penalty flags deep back behind this play. And right now they're talking as if it's a hold against the Patriots. Wipe that play away, which would have been 30-plus yards.
Yeah, Robert De La Garza ran an out route around the 50-yard line. He had him open, but Santos just elected to tuck it and run.
5th penalty of the first half against the Patriots. This one will go down as a 10-yarder, but Kevin, it erases a 30-yard gain.
And then when the Patriots think they do something right, getting that phenomenal punt inside the 1, they're like, all right, we got something going.
99-yard drive.
Yes.
So we've had a 94-yard drive and a 99-yard drive between each of these teams here tonight. Shotgun formation. Clock stops with 1:55 to go. It's 1st and 20. Villarreal drops back to throw. Rolls right side. Got a man across the 45. Big hit delivered. Got back to penalty yardage on another completion to Tovar. Well short of a first down, though. The clock will run.
Yeah, J.D. Bettis with a great open field tackle.
11-yard gain on that pass. Clock running. 1:32 left. 2nd and 9. Villarreal. Man in motion left to right. Wants to throw. Rushed. Hit. Sacked. Got back up. Fumbled the football. They'll say he was down. Woo! The Tigers nearly had it there.
Dodging another bullet there. I tell you one thing, if the Tigers would have had that football, that crowd would have exploded on the other side of the field.
Still 1:14 left. Clock running. First half action, 29-7 to score. Mercedes Tigers on top of Mission Vets. Shotgun, Villarreal. Ton of time to throw now. Now the pocket collapses. He's going to run. Looking for some blocks left side. Wall develops. First down. Steps out of bounds to the 43. In Tiger territory. 10-yard gain for Villarreal.
So two things again. Another veteran move. Picks up the first down and goes out of bounds. Smart play. Stops the clock. And remember, they still have one timeout in their back pocket.
Now they're in Tiger territory. They actually mark him out at the 45. For Villarreal, 12 carries, 71 yards here in the first half. His team down 29-7. Under a minute left in the half. Villarreal looks to throw again. Waits, fires, deep downfield, incomplete. Looking for Jose De Leon. Good coverage downfield by the Tigers.
And that was Raul Garcia there reading that play like a book.
2nd and 10. Stops the clock with 48 seconds to go. Villarreal now 7 of 14 for 139 yards in the air for the Patriots of Mission Vets.
These Patriots are in unfamiliar territory.
Villarreal once again out of a shotgun. Drops back to throw. Has time. Now he's rushed out of the pocket, directing some traffic downfield. Going to run. Across the 40, out of bounds. Takes a hit there, short of a first down. Steps out. Now a penalty comes in late.
That looks to be a late hit. This could be the break the Patriots are looking for. That if it stands, or if it's the call we think it is, it'll be 15 yards plus for the Patriots.
There was an official on the sideline right in front of the play, and the flag came from behind that. Villarreal has stepped out of bounds, stopping the clock with 41 seconds to go. Now here comes the call. It is a personal foul, a big 15-yarder against the Tigers. A gain of 6, Kev, but 21 yards netted on that play for the Patriots.
So a big break there for the Patriots, 41 seconds. And they have the football.
1st and 10. Villarreal, shotgun formation, wants to throw. Falls down, down he goes. Penalty flag on the play. Was that holding on the defense this time in the secondary? He wanted to look to the right sideline in the direction of Jose De Leon. It is going to be a defensive hold in the secondary. Back-to-back penalties against the Tigers. Boy, one thing for David Gilpin. He is going to be able to preach some fire and brimstone to some players at halftime of this one. Would like to get the points. Would like to set them on fire as he heads them out for the third quarter. Trailing by a bundle here tonight against this Tiger team.
Yeah, and once again, I stress the points before halftime. You get that momentum going in. You can cut the deficit in half.
1st and 10 from the 14. Last time down here, Patriots fumble the football. 28 seconds and counting. Villarreal takes a snap, drops back. Here comes pressure, throws the ball incomplete. Look to the left side, nothing doing.
Rick Blanco, all in the face of Villarreal there on that play.
Wanted John Garcia. Clock stops with 23 seconds to go for the Patriots. Football at the Tiger 13. Villarreal wants to throw again. Looks, fires inside the 5, down to the 2, stretching forward to the 1. Tovar stretches out. Patriots have one timeout left. Will they use it here?
Just a great stretch, but Tovar kind of limping off the field. He seems to be in pain.
He gave an all-out effort to reel in that catch and, more importantly, turn it into 6 points.
So now the ball's on the 1-yard line, 15 seconds. Like you said, the Patriots do take their final timeout of the first half. If they can get into the end zone here, a little bit of momentum back to their side to make a 29-14 ball game.
And this is where Villarreal plays a big factor in this ball game, Kevin. From the 1-yard line, you can throw the football, also use him on that quarterback read, runs the ball so well, and ultimately you trust him to get out of bounds if you need to stop the clock because you know you have no timeouts left. Tigers defense trying to protect from the 1. Moments ago, their offense had the ball in the same spot, ended up with a 99-yard drive and touchdown. Now the defense trying to stop this last-second drive by the Patriots. Villarreal going to run right side, dives it down, in, touchdown, Patriots.
Just a design quarterback run, just like you called it. They get into the end zone.
With 11 seconds to go in the half. Santos Villarreal from 1 yard out. Makes it 29-13. Patriots bring in the kicking team, looking for the extra point. And the extra point is a fake, but it's no good. Tigers going to try to do something with it. That could be, they tackle the man in the end zone. Penalty flag comes out of that one.
I think it's going to be a horse collar. Kind of got him up around the horse collar area, but now you get an extra point block for the Patriots.
16-point ball game. Still 11 seconds to go.
So the officials discussing on what the penalty was, but you just can't catch a full break if you're the Patriots. You get into the end zone, you can't get the extra point through, so that's kind of, we're almost there.
Well, now you got a couple of chess game moves for some coaches to close out a half. They wave out the flag. Decision one, Mission Vets. Do you roll the dice and go for an onside kick just to see what happens? And if so, decision two, do you roll the dice with Mercedes, whose last two passes have been 71 and 85 yards for touchdowns?
I think you would, why not? You got 11 seconds, the wind's blowing, you have the wind in your favor. Mercedes, I would want to say they're going against the wind, but hey, they've had big plays out of the air.
You, sir, have played too many video games.
One too many. I think you scored, kick it off, they'll take a knee, go on to halftime, 29-13.
Tigers will get the ball here. Remember, they will be kicking the ball off to start the second half. At worst, Patriots are down by 2 scores if you start counting number of scores in this ball game. Wind blows the ball off the tee, and that's, again, I talk about it on particular plays that the wind should be playing a factor in the passing game, but Kevin, it's not.
No, it is not. So now they're taking a little bit of time to discuss this kickoff. Again, the ball falling off the tee, but you bring up a good point. Do they take the chance?
Gunslinger mentality. You want to send your team into the locker room fully believing that you're coaching them to win a football game at all costs. They set the ball straight up on the tee, and it falls over again. They're going to ask for a holder.
Nevertheless,
that kicker is standing that thing straight up on the tee, which Kevin played enough football. That's a good spot to put it to go for the onside kick.
Oh, yeah. We've seen crazier things happen.
11 seconds on the clock. Kickoff by the Patriots. They just kick it away. In that thought, returnable by the Tigers. Across the 5 to the 10, 15, 20. 25-yard line. 5 seconds left in the half. Tigers going to get one snap. 29-13. Do they take one more shot deep downfield?
So with 5 seconds in the half, you're up big unexpectedly. You come on the road, you take a big lead, you get 2 big plays when you're backed up in your own territory. If you're the Mercedes Tiger and Coach Uribe, you got to be nodding your head saying, yes, I like this, let's go in a half.
If I know Coach Uribe, he's saying unexpected lead by everybody but me. I didn't expect to be losing in a football game. I never go into one thinking I'm going to lose. I've got a game plan. I got kids I know can execute, and they are right now. 5 seconds left here in this half. Shotgun formation for the Tigers. Final play of the half, and they'll run it. Vela across the 23 to the 25, and that will bring us to the end of an entertaining first half of football. Mercedes Tigers rack up 381 yards of offense, 311 of that in the air, and shock the Patriots with a 29-13 lead at the break. That's Kevin Naro. I'm Joe Bowling. What an exciting half of football here tonight. We're going to take a break, Kevin, but I can't wait for the second half of this one here.
Second half should be great. Be sure to stay tuned in to valleycentral.com.
That is Kevin Naro. The bands are coming up, and this is live action coming your way from Mission. Back after this.